Alright guys, welcome back to another Idle Adventure video. So we're going to do a quick little video to kind of update our account, do a little bit of account showcase after 1 year of playing. Technically speaking, it's actually a bit longer because I started during the beta, which was, what, June last year? Which, I always say this, right? Even though we kind of got a head start on the beta, it's not the same game. It was very, very hard to progress. There was no, like, legendary characters. There was no, like, crazy free amount of summons. No one was really summoning. And the game was still adding stuff, so there wasn't even, like, a lot of content to do. I literally remember playing with my unique characters and clearing, like, 1 or 2 quests a day because the bosses were so tanky. If you don't remember this, it's crazy, right? If you're, like, sort of new. But legendaries were bad. That's how crazy different the game is compared to the beta. They had to literally before, if you go back and watch my old videos when the game was first coming out, they had to go back and buff legendary characters because uniques, because you were able to get more of them. Basically, they were a lot better than legendaries, so that's kind of why in the early game I kind of stressed a lot, saying, guys, trust me, use unique characters, they are pretty good. But then obviously the bosses start scaling, the legendaries start scaling, we all start summoning, you start giving out more currency, you start giving out more tickets. So now uniques are kind of a joke a little bit, right? But it's kind of like a fun little callback towards the early days. But yeah, we've now been playing for basically a year, like how most of you lot. I did want to wait until the anniversary was kind of over because the anniversary, they brought a lot of events out. There's a lot of ways to get, obviously, a lot of progression. And in terms of where we were, you know, just over a month ago, we were about 3T, like 400G basically. So we've essentially doubled our actual account combat class. And there's 2 reasons for that. Obviously, one, we were hoarding. I think most of us would agree. Everyone was just kind of preparing for the anniversary. So, like, the big one was, now it's obviously gone. But we did spend, like, 1 million diamonds on that grand summon banner for just all the new characters. So of course, spending over 1 million diamonds and summoning a bunch of characters, especially on that banner that had a massive rate up, we were obviously going to level up a lot of our legendary characters. So that's kind of to be expected. That's going to give you a bunch of CC. You kind of see where we're standing right now. Obviously, funny enough, the older characters are starting to get harder to dupe out because the pool of characters, whenever they add a new character, is just getting bigger and bigger. So trying to get my Henriksen is a little bit harder. They've also, I've noticed, which is obviously a good thing, is they've slowly started not giving out the guarantee legendaries for like old launch characters. Like, I remember when I had this, like I had like 40 of them, but since then I've only got 1 basically, which is obviously a good thing. I don't really care about leveling up these characters. You know, what I want is them to give me more of these selectors where I can get more Escanors and Merlins, for example. So I'm not going to complain too much, but you can see how much the game has progressed a little bit. But yeah, not only in terms of hoarding my summons, we also hoarded a bunch of tickets in preparation for Escanor, which I would have either uploaded tomorrow or before this video. So we had a lot of tickets saved up, and I wanted to wait to go into here because that was basically allowed me to get more dupes for a lot of characters, but also, like I say, the older characters, because at this point, this is the only real way to get reliably the older characters. We got a few awakenings on those as well. But also, I was pushing a lot when it comes to my actual accounts behind the scenes. I got a lot of comments in how do you progress your account, and obviously getting characters duped out really does matter. But what also matters is behind the scenes, like leveling up your actual Tavern level. I haven't really worked in it too much, mainly because what I was doing for the last month, and oh my god, they're going to expand in the future, but I hope they don't. This is so annoying. The Sacred Treasure and Frame enhancements. Honestly, it was kind of fine getting towards like level 80, but an 80 plus was just so annoying because it's all RNG, right? You can kind of look at the rates from like 90 to 100, which, by the way, if you don't remember when it first came out, it was 50% to fail and like 2% to succeed. Obviously, they buffed and changed it since then, but that was absolutely outrageous. But even now, you can see from like 90, because every single time you get towards 10 levels, you get like a save point. But from 90 onwards, it is, what, 20% to upgrade and 30% to fail. And yeah, I mean, look, it was all RNG. There was times where I had literally, was that 900 million? So what would be billion? Like 2-3 billion. And I would sit there from 90 to 95 and you keep on dropping and like not even progress my sacred treasures. But then I have like 200 million and I just get super lucky where you get 4 or 5 upgrades straight away and you go from 95 to 100. Literally, I think maxing out these first 3 was so hard. It took me like 3 weeks, but in like the final week, we just got really lucky and we got literally just upgrade, 200 million gold, 100 million gold, 50 million gold. You just get super lucky. So yeah, this one's just more of a time thing, but now that we've finished our actual sacred treasure, we can now go back in towards obviously our Tavern levels and upgrading those. Is what we do right now, actually. But if you're a new player wondering how should you juggle between Tavern level and also Sacred Treasures. Honestly, I can't really give you the right answer because I never experienced trying to juggle the two. It was literally all I had was my actual Tavern level, but I think you should probably go, I don't know what would be, just like kind of just do both together essentially, right? Because the more you upgrade your Tavern level, the more you can upgrade your gold income essentially, your hero EXP, to where you can get more currency and then you can actually go back into your frame enhancements. Like I said, I'm not sure there's the exact point where you want to just switch over between the two, but thankfully I would say a little bit, one of the good changes they did towards the anniversary is remove the gaining characters for your team expansion on the orbs. So before you had to get, I think it might have been Tavern 21, where you get the final character upgrade, where you get the 10th character for your team. It took me like a month basically to get from 9 to 10, but you've now changed it towards just clearing normal stages, which is obviously a lot better. I think in the last month we went from either Ultimate Plus or to Legendary to Ultimate, to now Ultimate Plus. They've now actually expanded it with the recent update. You can now go towards Infinity, but you can see right now when we get towards level 24, we are going to get the Arcane. And yeah, whenever you go towards a new level, when it comes to a Sacred Treasure, whether that be from Ultimate to Arcane or Legendary to Ultimate or even Unique Plus towards, you know, Legendary, or even just Legendary to Legendary Plus, you do get a big hefty amount of CC. So I imagine once we get towards Arcane, we're going to get even more, but once again, a smaller time gated thing. And right now we're just going to just hold a little bit. Research Lab, it's meh, you know, you get a little bit of CC buffs, but even your little research pots that you upgrade, you don't really give that much. You can see right now we're on this one, I believe, so when we get the next one, all we get is like 10% defense. It's not really going to do too much for your account. Combat, or at least the Constellation, more of an automatic thing a little bit. The things that do get quite a lot, to be fair, is your mystical gem box. And right now, we're kind of stuck. If you kind of go on, you lot might be in the same position to me a little bit. Let me know where you lot are right now currently for your mystical gem box. But I need to get this stupid little heart with the little plus. And I literally cannot get it in my Wonder Merchant. I have to get towards level 10 before I can start getting legendary. Is it level 10? Oh, sorry. Wait, where am I? I'm on level... Oh, I'm not even on level... Yeah, this is what I mean. I have to get to level 11 to get Legendary Plus. So I have to get really lucky, which I don't think I have any right now. I have to get really lucky with pulling it in like these random chests, which is like such a low rate. And even then, these ones aren't even crazy. They only give crit chance and critical resistance, which obviously does go for each character, so it does start to scale. But like this one down here, this is going to give a hefty amount on actual buff, right? You get the evasion, 20% crit damage, with 50% by the way for each character is mental. But also I think most people realize crit damage gives like the most CC, so that'll give you a massive chunk, plus HP as well. Yeah, this one is going to give so much, bro. So mystical gem box 5, little bit of a stinker. This one's kind of better because you get 100% attack, defense, HP. It's just we're kind of stuck right here. So I imagine once we get towards this in the future, we're gonna get like, we'll be easy up towards 10T by that point, basically. One thing I did recently as well is complete a few of my artifacts. Once again, just more of randomness of getting it, but also I did get a few. You can see right here, if we go towards this one, probably easy to show. We can guarantee a bunch of actual what is it, cards. And I think the one I did recently was, I think, DPS attack, right? To be fair, if I select this one, this will give me DPS crit damage for DPS heroes, which will be a lot. In fact, I actually might do it now just to show you like, how much it does give if I claim the reward. So 689. 689, and we went up like, how much is that? I'm like 80, was that like 60G? Or 600 million? 60 million, I think it was. So like that gave quite a big buff. And also, of course, giving your characters more crit damage is going to make you be able to claim more content faster. In fact, I wonder now if I can actually claim more of the Tower Trials because we get more crit damage. So yeah, in terms of where we are right now with leveling up our characters, we're kind of getting towards the end. Obviously, new characters are going to be a little bit harder to get out a little bit, but we are at kind of a good point. We have gotten most of our characters that we kind of need towards, obviously, Super Awakening. There are a few characters that we still want to get up a little bit. I'd say Jericho is one of them. Obviously, the Meli, because we still need him for Tower Trials. And I think that's basically it. Other than just getting more stats from my account, we really do need, to be fair, Glocks in here. Didn't get that lucky in the Grand Summon banner compared to other characters, but he's not too far off. And obviously, Eskinel's the newer one. Not that I need to get him up. I definitely can, because we have a lot of Awakening tokens to use on towards him. But I'm kind of fine where we are right now. 11 star. Obviously, a Stop Meli just came out. Kind of happy we got him towards, obviously, 9 star after the first banner. Do need 111 speed, though. Honestly, probably my favorite character in the game is Infinity Merlin. Obviously, it's such a good support with making it so your characters remove the type disadvantage, but also the pull-in, super good as well. She's a ranged DPS. Like, her and Fat King are really good because, especially in Tower Trials, your Eskinel, your Assault Meli, your even Berserk Meli, basically, they can just instantly die. Yeah, they are like better DPSs in like 1-on-1, but when it comes towards this getting nuked, she kind of avoids a lot of it, which is really good for the team. You can kind of see with her damage as well. Like, she is the GOAT. Like, she's a bit slower than Escanor right now, but I think once again, in long-form content, you can see she starts to build up because her passive maxes out. Escanor's still broken, of course. But I think they spoke about it. Did he say they want to add a coin shop? This is going back to like months ago. Like when the game first came out, he said he wanted to add coin shops into the game, but he added Super Awakening, which kind of removed the coin shop feature because now you had more ways to spend your dupes onto characters. But then also I think they just say now going beyond. I think your legendary characters, if you're 40 plus, it's like right now we have 11 dupes on Toward Melee. We can hopefully be able to spend those coins. I think it might also apply towards your unique and rare characters and epics, which we have a lot of, obviously. You can see, to be fair, we still need like 1 more, 2 more levels for a few of the rares, basically. But epics, they're kind of getting up there. Uniques are quite hard, to be fair, because it takes so much to get them to level up. You can see we're kind of almost halfway towards getting True Awakening, which is kind of crazy. It feels like it's actually a lot easier to get legendaries duped out towards Super Awakening than actual unique characters. This is kind of weird. Did it? I know they just repeated it, but I wonder if that literally just spoiled. This wasn't always here, was it? Transcending 76 characters and it's just showing all the OG characters. I mean, granted, once again, they could just replace the exact same artwork because it is literally just one-to-one copy. But I do wonder if that just kind of spoils all the next Transcended characters is literally just going to be Sins. I mean, we kind of showcased it recently. You know what? Let me just quickly try and just go into and skip here because we do get stuck here. But I wonder if, like I said, that little bit of crit damage we just gained can make me clear through it. Okay, we do not. I mean, I don't know how close it was either, but I'm not going to bother right now. But yeah, it's kind of where we are right now. They just expanded it. Recently, the cap was 110, but now goes onwards as well. I haven't even bothered trying on the more stage. We might be able to go further. But I think greens, we can go slightly further. And yellows, I haven't tried just yet. We've gotten a few dupes and characters, so I might try later on. That's kind of where we are right now for Tower Trials. And do people even care about where we are right now into the gold Hero XP dungeon? I have been lazy sometimes, so I do miss some dailies or I just skip. But we're on like 16. I think it goes up to 3K, so we are quite far behind if you're someone who's like really keeping up to date. I think you haven't missed a day since launch. And yeah, if I haven't already said it, I mean, normal stages, I think no one really cares about because it's very, very easy. But Nightmare, we're on like 16k. Haven't really had time to push though. We can see we're kind of still breezing through it. And we haven't even used any of our stamina or these energy draw to gain some buffs in the top left. And we haven't even used our little victory cry to buff up the attack by 20%. And we're still easily, or should be easily clearing through it. Once again, with Marlon team, it kind of starts up slow, but builds up over time. So with draw as well, he's kind of the same character to like getting more attack speed basically. And yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of where we are right now with our account. Let me know what you lot are to the CC. Can we check the rankings of like combat class? Not too sure. Tavern level? Nah, it's not really the same. Collection? Nah, because it's just based off how many characters you have. You have every character in the game. I guess Awakening's pretty a good way to show it. So we're like at rank 100. That's on my server though. Global ranking we're like 2k, yeah. One thing that I didn't really make too much videos on or talk too much about it, but you know the titles to the game, which is something you could do passively. You don't have to walk too or like worry too much about it. But some of them when you give 1% little buffs, but you do help out a little bit, right? And some of them are like very easy to get. Like which one is it? I think it is. Okay, so attempt research is something you do passively. Like this one you actively need to like try and do in a sense because I'm not losing in base defense, which you can just keep on like going back and forth and easy try for it. Losing in Brawl and losing in Fight Festival happens slowly, but if you are autoing, you're typically doing the like only go up against people similar to my rank or lower than my rank. So you have to once again kind of try. That might take a little bit, but I think which one is it? There's like this one we can't do anything just yet. Start expeditions is slowly. Raids. There's one, yeah, this one hit. This one's kind of funny. So you have to obtain a legendary hero from one draw. That means you have to actually go in and do this. And like go out and do this. And just do it until you get a legendary. Which could take a very long time to do. To be fair, I kind of wish I knew about that when the Grand Summon was out, because the Grand Summon had such a high rate that you could have spammed the ones and actually were way more likely, I think it was triple likely to get an actual legendary character. So I kind of recommend going and just checking. There's also a really good one you can get. This literally is just a skill diff. If you get the high score, 20k, 10k, 20k in your actual arcade ones, right, you get a cool little border, to be fair. Which I guess might be impossible. If we're being honest, because wait, which is this one? This one is Vanya Festival doll making. You can see we did like 1 or 2 runs. We got like 16k, so it's not like I feel like it's not impossible to get 20k. But as you can see, maybe because it just might be my server, or I don't think it's global. I'm not entirely sure, but only 2 people have gotten above 20k, and you have to get 20k on this game mode. This one seems a lot more easier. There's a lot of people, not even that much to be fair. 13 people over 20k on this one, and then I think this one's 10k, right? Yeah, only 1 person. Okay, I take that back. Yeah, maybe don't bother doing that one. That looks impossible. But, you know, there's this one where you have to tackle and beat the Crimson Raven. I can't lie, I've been slacking on my manhood a little bit. And this one is... Okay, look, so, like, this was really cool. 5% defense, 70 sins, max out all basically the starter characters. So, right now, we need to do Envy, Diane, and Sloth King. So, where we're right now for those characters, we are... I think it's the OG one. So, like, right now, we need 1 more dupe on Diane, which I can do with probably, like, most of my free tickets. And then King as well. But you can see there are just more things you can get a little bit. Like right now, actually, we Waken a Hero towards Super Waken 40, which is literally just this Diane here. We should now get our title. So yeah, boom, we now have an extra 3% attack, which goes a long way. So guys, pretty gonna wrap up the video. Thank you for watching me towards the end. But yeah, man, looking forward towards year 2 plus, because I think this game, they need to add a little bit more in terms of the expansion of characters. We're kind of getting towards the end game. And the fact if I've gotten there, then maybe most of you have too, and even especially the whales, they've definitely got even further. And the whales, once again, keep the lights on this game, and they need to have more ways to level up and grind characters. And I think they spoke a little bit about it in terms of the dev notes, about what you want to do in the future, about expanding characters and going forward, like the coin shop, like I did say. And even just getting characters, which I talk a lot about in my summer video. If you haven't already seen that, if it's out, I'm not too sure. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching the video, and yeah, peace.